Greetings, precious, beautiful soul that you are. I've got two topics here, but one of the things, see, I'm eating right now little piece of the pine tree, like this. And it's a little end. You could actually make pesto out of it, but you wouldn't take everything from the tree. You'd a little bit here, this, because you don't want to hurt the tree, but that it's there. And the pine, and there's, you have to know what you're eating. So one of those would be that food's everywhere. I mean, that's a great topic. Food is everywhere, but people don't realize it because they think food is like just it's in the market, and that's where you go and that's where you buy all the stuff, and they package it, and you're paying for the package and the stuff, and then the processing and everything, because the body doesn't know how to digest all of that synthetic stuff that people are doing. So real food really is everywhere, and that we'll use as a topic. And so my granddaughter Austin came to visit with her dearly beloved and the puppies. Oh, Eddie and Ella, oh boy, are they cute. And I get to be dog sit. So my great grandchildren are dogs. That's fine to be. They're as cute as could be. Anyway, so I'm telling them, like, those tules that you see that grow in water, they're like cattails or whatever, you can eat those roots. And when they first start, and then there's pollen, you could put that pollen in, you could eat it, you could make pancakes out of it, you could, add it in your bread or your muffins that you're making. I started to look at all of the food that's growing out, and it's like there's these ferns here. Okay, the ferns and the little curly part at the top, you can eat that. That's great. You could fry it if you want it. And there's also, and if, like, say, if you really needed food, you can go and find the new, fresh little pine sprouts, and you could peel off that little bit, and you could start chewing on that, and they'll give you nutrition. There was a woman I had read about, I think she was like been around like 45 years or something, and she walked from the Pacific all the way to the Atlantic, and all she ate were grass. Obviously, there are people there, they had water for her and all this, but her traveled people, but all she ate was the grass. Now, you can't swallow grass because you don't have two stomachs, so you can't digest it that way. But if you look at it and you go down to the part and the different grasses down where it gets closer to the root, and then you take that and you start to chew on that, you're getting, and you chew and get the juice out, you're getting this pure grass juice, wheatgrass, just like the leaves of the cannabis plant then are healthy, and you could swallow, juice those, have a little, some way to juice those, and that will give you energy and vitality, you see. And there's all kinds, so there's real food everywhere. And the thing is that most people have no idea of how to take care of themselves, how to grow anything, how to start a fire. I read about this couple and their child who they now practice more getting the energy from the chi, from the prana, the air, the sun, and yet I know the sun's changing all that because everything's changing. And in a virtual reality, remember, all they have to do is change the program, and it will change what people are perceiving or you think is there or what the history is. That's why you don't trust the outer realm to dictate to you who you are. You acknowledge the outer realm is always a manifestation or creation, except in the spiritual divine, the spiritual realm, which is our eternal home. And in that spiritual realm, everything is self-effulgent and expressing eternal beauty, personality, character, and because everything in a virtual reality has to have a pattern, it has to have a model, has to have the model first, the original, and then they do copies, synthetics, and all of this thing can be done. So you always want the real. And so it's really good to find out, you know, the plantain that grows in the lawns and everything. You could eat that like lettuce. You could chew it. You could chew it just a little bit if you got an owie or so, or put it on there, take it out. But see, notice about this. And so you take a look at all the synthetic drugs that are made for prescription and all these things. A lot of it, they're copying what was actually also natural. I remember many years ago, when I was like 11 or 12 years old, had some warts on my hand. And my grandma said, well, you want to wear a copper bracelet and get rid of the warts. And it did. So I thought now, not thought, but realized the realization that it must have been my body was lacking copper that then caused the wart. So then you wear copper, and what happens, it's not magic. It just gives the body. So a lot of times I wear a copper bracelet because they say some, you know, so anyway, you'll know what to do. So that's the key now, is find out what's edible around you. How do you collect water out of there? Get out and do some camping. Take the kids out there, you know, really with the children and the family. It's not going to Disneyland, you know. It's not going to Fakey World. It's not going how do you entertain the children? What'd you give them all for their birthday? Stuff. You know, get yourself back acclimated to being a divine being, a human being in this beautiful playground, and to appreciate nature and to have your garden. You know, you could. I'm doing my garden right now, and you can also do garden right where you are. Get a bag of potting soil, make sure it's good and has what you want in the soil, and you can even add it. Poke some holes in the bottom of it, cut it out like in the top, but leave an edge, and plant some greens in there. Let the children do that. You do that. Now you could pick fresh greens that you have, maybe only have a window, or you might have a balcony, but also start, start getting yourself to give yourself real food, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, nourishing yourself and noticing what's available everywhere. And when you do that, you have no more fear anymore, because you know that wherever you walk is holy ground, and you know what to do. And I know I've told some people this, they freak out, but if you had to, you could, your own urine is clean. And if you needed to, you can drink that. And you, oh God, yeah, okay, then just leave your body then, if you want. Go ahead, but that's what you could do. I've healed my body from that. I've been on the edge of death so many times, and yet always finding what I needed to do, and it was natural. And always that, even sometimes fasting, but you have to know how to come off the fast. You know, you have to keep the intestines clean and moving. It's like, really maintaining the body so you're healthy, full of vitality and energy. You're tuned with nature. You're getting real nourishment, real food, real relationships, being really then you see, you're not in a virtual reality. You're already now in the divine, and you can witness the virtual reality, and you can witness what's going on, but you know what it is, and you know how to take care of yourself and your body always. And I'll tell you, real food tastes good.